will recognize and want to aid a fellow traveler. Interesting. So having a definite major purpose will spark other people. That's very interesting. Because it gives other people an outlet. You know, a lot of people like to serve. Faith. The greatest benefit of definiteness of purpose is that it opens your mind to the quality known as faith. It makes your mind positive and frees it from the limitations of doubt, discouragement, indecision, and procrastination. These limitations are some of the greatest roadblocks you will ever face. Later chapters will specifically address overcoming them. But possessing faith in yourself and in the fact that the universe is constructed to allow you to achieve your greatest potential will help you starting now. Success consciousness. This is probably my favorite. Closely related to faith is success consciousness. Your mind becomes sold on success and refuses to accept the possibility of failure. That's if you have a definite major purpose. A young man lived in Salt Lake City many years ago. He was industrious, thrifty, and much admired. Then he did something which convinced his friends he had taken leave of his senses. He withdrew all his money from the bank, went to an automobile show in New York, and returned with a new car. Worse, as he got home, he jacked that car up and proceeded to take it apart piece by piece. After examining every piece, he put the car back together again. The folks that were watching him were convinced that he was mad when he began the process again and again and again. The man was Walter P. Chrysler, whose innovations revolutionized the automobile industry. There aren't any major corporations or skyscrapers named for his Salt Lake City neighbors. You can bet on that. They lacked the insight to see the method in his madness. They had never heard of definiteness of purpose, and they couldn't recognize how success consciousness destines a person for success. That's a great story right there. Success consciousness. Do you think Chrysler would have spent his time taking apart that automobile and putting it back together so many times if he thought he was going to fail? He had a success consciousness. That's amazing. All right, let's talk about something else. We talked about all those were things that is the advantages of a definite major purpose, ending with the success consciousness. And now we're going to talk about the power of the subconscious, which is exciting. The power of the subconscious is what I'm studying most fervently right now. Now, any idea, dominating plan, or purpose held in your conscious mind through repeated effort and emotionalized by a burning desire for its realization is taken over by the subconscious and acted upon through whatever natural and logical means may be available. Now that's a mouthful, but it's not missing anything. Hats off, guys, because it's even got in there that it must be emotionalized. I'll read this again. Any dominating idea, plan, or purpose held in your conscious mind, your active mind, you just hold it there. Through repeated effort, you got to put in the effort and do it repeatedly, and emotionalized. You got to emotionalize. You got to have that burning desire. It's taken over by the subconscious. The other mind takes it over, and it's acted upon through whatever natural and logical means may be available. You don't have to know the natural means. There's more natural means than you're aware of. If you want to get spooky action at a distance, study quantum physics, and then you'll see how unnatural the natural is. So don't think you know it all. The only thing over which you have complete right to control at all times is your mental attitude. And have a good mental attitude towards the subconscious. That right of control means that you can control it. It does not mean that you do not control it. Or, I'm sorry, it says the right of control means that you can control it. It does not mean that you do control it. You must learn to exercise this right as a matter of habit. Now, the conscious mind, the one I'm talking to you with right now, the one that you're listening to me with right now, unless you're trying to program your subconscious mind and you're playing this in your sleep, the subconscious mind is where reasoning and thinking occur. It analyzes information and data, and it acts as a guardian of the doorway to the subconscious. So the conscious mind does act as a guardian. You know, you're not going to let things in that you don't want into your subconscious. You're just not going to let those things in. The conscious mind develops as a result of experience. The subconscious mind does not think, reason, or deliberate. It just acts, and it acts instinctively in response to basic emotions. So if you're feeling something, it's going, if you're feeling something, that's emotionalizing something. And if you're emotionalizing something with your thoughts, it's going to imprint on your subconscious, and that's how you can bring things to pass. The differences in people are due to the ways they have trained their conscious minds. Subconsciously, we are all very much alike. The subconscious can be compared with a car, while the conscious mind can be considered the driver. The power is in the car, not the driver. The driver must learn to release and direct that power. The subconscious mind receives any image that is transferred to it by the conscious mind under strong emotion.